Right friends, this is 48th week first capsule. This is on FDC drugs. What is the meaning of FDC drugs? FDC drugs means fixed dose combination drugs. Here, two or more drugs are put into one pill and sold. You may ask the examples. Please look into this slide. Vicks Action 500 and cough syrup Corex. These are all examples of fixed dose combination drugs. Now what is the news? The news is Delhi High Court quashed the ban by the central government on FDC drugs. And we have to go back to March 2016. In the month of March this year, central government banned FDC drugs, and as I have already told you, FDC drugs means combining two or more drugs into one pill. There was a lot of controversy with regard to this FDC drugs. There was a lot of ambiguity also. The ambiguity is most of these drugs were manufactured after taking approval from state governments instead of central government. And please don't forget, for the new drug, central government approval is required, and the organization which is vested with the power is Drug Controller General of India or DCGI. Normally, when the drug is classified as a new drug, DCGI approval is required, but these FDC drugs came into market with the approvals from state governments, and subsequently they applied to the central government, and there was a lot of ambiguity as well as controversy with regard to these FDC drugs. Why the central government banned these FDC drugs in March 2016? The reason cited by the central government are they are risky to humans, they cause antimicrobial resistance, and sometimes the high toxicity leads to organ failures, and there is not much therapeutic use. You may ask, what is the meaning of therapeutic use? When you are taking some medicine, it has to treat the disease. That is known as therapeutic use. That means, suppose if you have fever, you are taking some medicine, then that should cure your fever. That is known as therapeutic use. So, the central government contention in the month of March while banning these drugs was 3 or 4 aspects: risky to humans, it is causing antimicrobial resistance, high toxicity is leading to organ failures. The next point is some of the drugs have no therapeutic use, right? So, this is all about history in March 2016. At the time itself, we posed 4 questions. In the month of March, Learning Space posed 4 questions. There is no transparency. It is not known how these 344 combination drugs were chosen. Customers should have every right to know. This was the PPT taken from the lecture in the month of March 2016. At that time itself, it was very clear that the center has not acted in a transparent manner. The second point is, if these have no therapeutic benefits or not good for health with the side effects, why doctors are prescribing? Then CK Kokate committee was constituted, and it examined 6,220 FDCs and said 963 were irrational. But why the central government banned only 344? Then what is the government's policy on fixed dose combination drugs? Why can't we evolve consistent policy on FDCs? These were the questions posed in the month of March 2016, and now let us come back to December 2016. Recently, Delhi High Court quashed the ban on FDC drugs, and Union Health Ministry, as I have already told you, imposed the ban in March 2016, and this ban is under section 26A of Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940. And the remaining things I have told you already. And what is the contention of pharmaceutical companies? The contention of pharmaceutical companies, I have listed out 4 points. One is, no prior inquiry was conducted with them. Second point is, no show cause notice was issued to the pharmaceutical companies before enacting the ban. Third point is, these drugs in same combinations are being marketed in other countries. They are being sold in other countries. Why India is only banning them? Why other countries are allowing them to use? The fourth point is, other countries have freely accepted these drugs and there is no justification for India to ban them. Now, if you want the history of this FDC drugs, I have given in 2 PPTs, so please go through them. This is the saga of FDC drugs. For some of these FDC drugs, manufacturing licenses were granted by the states between 1988 and 2012 and no approval was taken from Drug Controller General of India when fixed dose combination drugs are categorized as new drugs, then they require approval from DCGI. But what the pharmaceutical companies are doing, they are taking approvals from state governments, right? Subsequently, they applied afresh to the central government on being asked, and government constituted 10 committees. And these 10 committees failed to consider all the applications. Finally, Dr. Kokate committee was formed and this committee looked at whether these drugs posed risk to consumers or lacked therapeutic value and justification. And as I have already told you, after examining 6,220 FDCs, the Kokate committee stated that 963 were irrational. And Center issued notification in March 2016 based on Kokate committee report banning FDCs, but only 344 were selected. Hence, the government took the decision not based on the expert bodies, based on Drugs and Cosmetics Act. There are 2 expert bodies. One is Drugs Technical Advisory Board. The second one is Drugs Consultative Committee. These 2 are not involved. Government's ban is based on Kokate committee report, right? And this is the reason why the court struck down the order of banning FDC drugs. Before concluding this lecture, let us see the salient points of Delhi High Court ruling. The central government acted in a haphazard manner without following the procedure prescribed in Drugs and Cosmetics Act. That is the first contention of Delhi High Court before lifting the ban on FDC drugs. Second important aspect is the government did not take the advice of expert bodies such as Drugs Technical Advisory Board and Drugs Consultative Committee before imposing the ban. Then next point is, power cannot be exercised in the public interest for any reason other than the drug being risky or not having any therapeutic value. So, the government's contention of these drugs are risky as well as they do not have any therapeutic value was struck down by Delhi High Court. Now, let us wait and see what government will do at this juncture, and it is very clear that overall the handling of this fixed dose combination drugs during the past 25 years is not transparent, and government took several decisions which are not considered to be transparent. That's why Delhi High Court lifted the ban on FDC drugs. Right friends, with this let us conclude the first capsule. Please do join for other capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.